1470 Boca Raton. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. Tune in for Barry's Supplement Hour with Keith Nevins. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. WNN.
Thousands of people around the world are learning how extra money can be made from home at Online Trading Academy. Learn about stocks, options, futures, and Forex. Here's a trading tip from one of the instructors.
You see what we've done at the Academy? We've taken this and we've simplified it down to just the basic factors that you need. There's a set of rules. Follow them. There's a scoring system. If it scores greater than 7, take the trade. Set the trade up, walk away and forget it with 3 major components: a stop, an entry, and a target. You don't know what those mean? Come in, we'll teach you those.
Online Trading Academy. Learn the right way to trade stocks and more. Thousands have learned how extra money can be made from home and how risk is limited. See how it works. Reserve a pair of seats at a free half-day class in Broward and Palm Beach. Call now. Online Trading Academy, 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800. That's 561-674-9800.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Sole Authority today, 954-597-7060.
Talk here. Talk there. Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. WNN.
Do you suffer from back, joint, or muscle soreness? Recovery with HydroFX is the doctor-recommended all-natural solution you've been looking for. Now, available in the U.S., Recovery with HydroFX is a specialized product for headaches, back, joint, and muscle soreness. Get back to feeling great today and order your 30-day supply of Recovery with HydroFX. Call 1-800-994-5361 and take advantage of this limited radio offer. That's 1-800-994-5361.
SkyMed Pharmacy is a full-service pharmacy. Our services include home infusion therapy, nursing services, and a mail-order pharmacy delivering specialty drugs directly to your home. Our team of clinical pharmacists, certified technicians, and nurses provide comprehensive patient care, generating treatment of chronic diseases both attainable and affordable. SkyMed has a foundation department and a copay assistant program. Our staff is available daily to answer any questions you may have. Contact SkyMed Pharmacy and Infusion Services at 866-778-8255, 866-778-8255, or visit us at skymed.com. That's SKYEMED.com.
Are you having trouble sleeping or staying asleep? Feel like you've tried everything and nothing works? Studies show if we are out of balance or too acidic, it can directly affect our sleep. Now, a new doctor-formulated solution is available directly to you. Alkaline Boosters is a fast and natural way to get a restful night's sleep. Take advantage of this promotional offer to buy your Alkaline Boosters today and start sleeping better tomorrow. Call 1-800-994-5361. That's 1-800-994-5361.
Are you looking for short-term inpatient rehabilitation or long-term care placement for yourself or a loved one after illness or injury? Whitehall Boca Raton Skilled Nursing and Rehab Facility has served South Florida for over 35 years. With care and oversight from our experienced physicians, Whitehall Boca Raton offers specialized comprehensive nursing and rehab programs in neurological, orthopedic, cardiac, pulmonary, and post-operative surgical care and outpatient therapy provided by our highly experienced nurses and therapists. While recovering, you will receive 24-hour licensed nursing care along with dietary and nutrition services. We accept Medicare and other major insurances. Come see the Whitehall Boca Raton difference. Call 561-392-3000 for more information or to schedule a tour with our admissions team, and we will answer any one of your questions. You can also visit our website at whitehallboca.com. For more information, call 561-392-3000. That's 561-392-3000. Whitehall Boca Raton is committed to provide you with the best medical care.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Do you have a hot new business or an established business that offers great and unique services or products that you want to get the word out? Are you looking to grow your business and you want everyone to hear the buzz about it? Do you have an amazing project or an idea that impacts our community that you want to share and get others involved in? Then you've come to the right place. You're listening to Community Connections with Norma G. I'm your host, occupational therapist Norma Guerrero, and I want to share our passions while connecting with our community. So now let's get ready to hear about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening on Community Connections with Norma G. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. Welcome back to Community Connections. I'm your host, Norma Guerrero, an occupational therapist, and I want to thank you all for returning to listening and watching the show. Today is Monday, July 24th, and we have a whole lineup of guests today, a very interesting group of guests. We have returning in the studio, we have Mr. Mike Zanardelli of 7.2. We also are going to have an internal medicine doctor, Dr. Bruce Wishnoff, as well as we're going to have a very exciting a belly dance instructor, Miss Dawn Rees. And so Mike Zanardelli is of 7.2, the plant-based organic plant-based protein supplement line. Is that right, Mike?
Oh, it is, absolutely, yeah. It's an organic, elite plant-based supplement line.
That's great. And so many of you all may recognize Mike. He's been on the show before, and you're watching us on Community Connections with Norma G on Facebook. You can watch us live right now, or you can watch it a little bit later. You're also watching and listening to us on 95.3 FM on your radio dial here in South Florida, as well as 1470 AM on your radio dial. You can also find us on 1470 AM WNN on the iHeartRadio app. If you have any questions for Mike this afternoon or any of our guests, you can reach us at 888-565-1470. And if you have any questions for me, you can find me at either my page, Community Connections with Norma G on Facebook, or at my website at ccnormag.com. And so what we've decided with Mike together, he and I have been talking about his product line, which I think is a really nice, clean, all-natural product line, 7.2, is that we want to highlight the group of products that he has one at a time over the next several weeks. And so today we're going to be talking about the protein shake, the vanilla and the chocolate. Right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Great. And so the first thing I want to talk about, Mike, is 7.2. Many people look at that or read that and they go, what does that mean?
They really have no clue whatsoever.
Right, that's
We thought
right.
it was a good idea to name the company that, but the messaging doesn't come across exactly the way it should. Most people know what a perfect body temperature should be, 98.6 relatively. If it goes either direction, the body's probably not healthy. Same thing with the alkaline part of your body, or the parts of your body that should be alkaline or balanced out. It's kind of like a fish tank or a swimming pool. If it gets too acidic, it's when it grows algae, it's when it gets cloudy, and if you have a fish tank and it gets too acidic, your fish die. Our bodies are very resilient, so they have the ability to be in an acid state for a very long period of time, but if it stays there too long, I assure you that your body is starting to break down internally over a long period of time.
Well, that's very, very interesting. And so how does our body get acidic? How does that happen? Now, I know that there's a natural acidity in the body that's natural and normal and stuff, but how does it overtly become too acidic?
Well, it's really the food choices that we have, the lifestyles that we have, and it could be a lot to do with our thoughts and our stress. I mean, stress is the number one acidifier. So if you don't experience any stress in your life, then you're probably better off than someone who isn't. But I don't know I haven't met people lately that say, I'm stress-free, man.
So you're saying that not only our lifestyle, which is maybe some habits and stuff,
sure.
Not only the food that we eat, but you're saying that emotional things can cause acidity in the body?
No question about it whatsoever.
That's very interesting. We never really delved into that too much over the course of our conversations.
I thought I'd throw something extra in today.
Yeah, well, we'll have to kind of pick up on that. I don't know. I can take a couple curveballs, but we want to stay a little bit on topic today. And so can you name 2 or 3 foods that cause increased acidity in the body and 2 or 3 foods that make us more alkaline?
2 or 3 foods. I can tell you sugar, I can tell you caffeine, and dairy.
Make us
more acidic.
Okay, all right. And so then what leans us the other way?
Other way would be deep green leafy vegetables, so any variety of your choice if they're raw. I can tell you that lemon water, if it's fresh squeezed lemon water, or limes. I know that tastes very acidic, but it creates an alkaline property to it when it's in your body. And, you could have some salmon, for an example, over beef, which is going to be much more alkaline. If it's is wild caught.
Mm-hmm. You know, when you and I first started talking about this a couple months back, that's a little bit of common sense. People know that sugary foods, you gain weight, and people know that, fish and vegetables are good for you, but I never really put it underneath the category. That's why it was so kind of new for me and enlightening, is under this acidity versus alkalinity, happening in the body. And when, now that I've become a little more knowledgeable about the subject and speaking with Dr. Cohn, your Chief Product Officer over in California, the Cohn Institute. Hi, Dr. Cohn, if you're watching. We'll have to bring you on again. Is that apparently when the body is more acidic, and not apparently, like, you know this, but when the body's more acidic, it actually pulls from the bones. Mm-hmm. The density of the bones, the calcium in the bones, in order to try and feed the body, because it's not getting the nutrients, from the food that we're getting, and so therefore, that's where you end up with the conditions of bone problems, of health problems, of weight problems, of other types of medical problems. And so I found that very interesting when I saw the chemistry. That the body's going to seek it somewhere, so it's going to pull it out of your own body,
correct,
not in the best way. And so, I always feel, as we've discussed, is that nutrition is so important, and so, but we always can't eat good nutrition when we're on the go and when we're in our busy lives.
Right.
And you just ran right in here into the studio, and trust me, I was only 15 minutes ahead of you, 20 minutes ahead of you. We're on the go kind of people.
Right.
And so tell me about these supplements, and today we want to talk about the protein, very specifically the protein. We'll get into the other ones one by one.
Right.
Tell me about what makes your protein products, chocolate or vanilla, different, or the high quality grade.
Well, here's a couple things. Number one, they're both 100% organic, and if you're not eating organic, you really don't know what you're eating. There's a lot of things and products that are processed with all types of different chemicals. 100% organic, 100% plant-based, very, very important. Our body understands plant nutrition. When it's put together, it's heated at a very low temperature so that the enzymes are still alive in the plants. Anytime you cook anything over 118 degrees, the enzymes are now dead. That product is now dead. So most people eat vegetables that way.
When we boil them.
Of course. And so the enzymes are really gone. But enzymes are very important because it helps digest the actual protein. It also helps to contribute to the intestinal tract for better health.
Mm-hmm. And so for people that have allergies to dairy, those types of things, tell me, when I read on the label here, it tells me a lot of different things. Here, you grab this one,
right,
and I'll grab this one. And this one is telling me 100% all-natural, vegan formula, gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free.
Correct.
As well as no soy allergens, no artificial sweeteners, and no preservatives. And so I know a lot of people have a lot of sensitivities to those things.
Correct.
I'm a little bit sensitive to dairy. And so, I found that when I was taking the product, it actually improves my digestive system, as well as increases my energy level. And that's why I'm sitting here, still enjoy talking about this with you, is because I have been experiencing very positive results of this.
Good. Well, most people do. We've had a lot of people come back from around the world because our product is distributed around the world. And sometimes we get results back from even clinicians that are using this for athletes that they treat, saying that we've just never seen recovery be as fast as with your products compared to other things that are similar in the marketplace. So we're constantly getting great feedback. It was really Dr. Cohn's vision of what needed to be done based upon 28 years of clinically seeing what patients needed, and oftentimes wouldn't do it because it didn't taste good or it wasn't convenient.
What does vegetable-based protein mean versus whey protein mean?
Well, whey protein is really dairy. When you break it all down, it's dairy. If you have any type of lactose intolerance whatsoever, more than likely you're going to have a lactose intolerance. Your body doesn't recognize whey protein 100%, so it's not what's in the product. Some whey protein may say 50 grams of protein per serving. Well, it's what your body assimilates what's really very important. It may only assimilate maybe 18 grams. Mm-hmm. So we have 21 grams per serving, which is 2 scoops. And the assimilation rate is very, very, very high because it's a plant. Your body recognizes it, has enzymes, and the amino acid profile is nearly perfect. So your body wants to absorb that, and the assimilation we've had is incredibly high.
That's really, really great. And so, what I have found from taking this is that it's not a heavy product. Even though there's a lot of grams of protein in it, it's a very kind of light and fluffy, because I've taken other ones and they feel very, I don't know what's the word I just want to use, just not silky. And they're very, very heavy, and it tastes really good too. But we recently rolled out the chocolate, so I've started incorporating that one into my daily routine. And you know what I like about it? Because it's not that sweet. It tastes good, but it's not that sweet, so it doesn't feel like dessert at 10 a.m.,
True. And, we've had so many remarkable comments back on the chocolate. We launched that about maybe 6 weeks ago, and it's just flying off the shelves out of our warehouses, because people have always wanted chocolate, but very, very difficult to create an organic chocolate, and we finally did it. And you're right, it's not too sweet. It's actually very, very smooth. So it's like
Is there sugar in that one?
No sugar in either one of them.
Okay. And as far as the protein content is
21 grams of protein
in both?
Yeah, and it's from a sprouted brown rice protein and a non-GMO organic yellow pea protein.
That's interesting. And so what is the difference between, I know there's I forget, wheatgrass. I think that there's wheatgrass, or is that in the greens product?
That's in the greens product.
So it's not in this product?
No, it's not.
I don't know why I thought it was when I was listening to a little bit some of the videos earlier. And so tell me, Mike, if someone wants to purchase this product, how do they go about doing that?
It's really pretty simple. They can go to my specific website at plantbasedph.com. They can certainly hit shop now, and they have the ability to buy it once, or they can be a repeat customer, set up on auto ship. There's certainly ways we can actually save the customers from actually using the product over a long period of time as well. But what I say is we have a 100% money-back guarantee for 60 days. So if someone stays on it for 2 months and they notice no different from the product they were using before, simply send it back to the company, and we'll refund 100% of your money even after 2 months. And that's we stand behind our product.
And that's something, because, I've been talking to people as well, and so there's really no risk. Other than probably the probability of probably feeling better,
right.
Probably feeling better. And so what is that website that you have? Because this is a direct sale. You purchase it directly sales.
That's correct.
Okay.
We go customer direct. Well, you know what? If this product were on the shelves at, say, a Whole Foods or a store like that, and this would be over $100. We've had many, many marketing people come back and say the quality of this product, how much protein you have in this product, it would absolutely be over $100. And that's not, most people aren't going to be able to afford that. So we made it reasonable price compared to the other things in this category of being plant-based protein. And I assure you, they can try every other plant-based protein out there in the market. Ours absolutely will taste the best.
Are you biased?
I absolutely am not biased, because if there was something better, I would try it and say, hey, Doc, we need to make it taste like this.
So, because you've been very, very close with the manufacturers as well as the creators of this product line.
Oh, no question. In fact, we've tested it. If you go out to one of your local health food stores, or you go to a Whole Foods, I'll use that for an example, because they have a lot of plant-based nutrition, and go out there and try it. We've done this. We've actually bought every single bag or canister that was there in plant-based, and I tell you what, I'm not even sure how they sell their product, and some of them are just, you can hardly get them down. So from that standpoint, ours tastes fantastic, and none of them really were designed to be marketed this way and giving such. See, what a lot of companies think is that if you put everything possible in that canister, it's got to be better for the person. No, that's not necessarily true, because you know what's unique about our products is they are designed hypoallergenic, and they are good for little kids. I've seen 2-year-olds drink this product. And, if we can't get it into our kids today, what's their future look like, considering our generation right now is already going to the, which side is probably not the good side of health.
So the benefits of staying alkaline is also for preventative health as well.
No question.
So can we create a shake for us real quick before we wrap up the show? And while you're doing that, can you tell us again how we can find you and meet you? Because I'd like to taste one right now to get through the rest of the show.
Water. So it's really simple. We can use a shaker bottle. Most companies, they'll have their products or have to use some kind of blender. And you know what? You can't do a blender in the car.
Put yourself on the camera.
You can't do a blender in the car. What you can do, however, is you can have this in your car, and you have a little scooper. And we'll make the chocolate one today because it's really become my favorite. You can actually add this to your pancake mix if you get good pancake mix. I did that a couple times already too. So it's a way to get protein in your pancakes. And because it's designed to really shake up really easily, you can make this shake on the go. You can get this done faster than you can take your kids through drive-through, and they're going to love that chocolate chip, because what kid doesn't like chocolate? And which adult doesn't like chocolate? That's it. A couple of real quick shakes with a shaker bottle, you're good to go. And I know that most people, when they try this for the first time, are absolutely blown away that you could have a plant-based organic product with no sugar in it taste this good. It's not found in the marketplace. So really excited with 7.2 to actually be out there kind of making a new leading edge of what's possible in nutritional science. And we have a lot of other products, and the suite of products that we have are phenomenal.
Oh, well, great. Well, I'm ready to taste mine. So cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, Mike. And again, your phone number and your website of how to find you.
I'd actually go straight to the 7.2 website, or my particular site would be plantbasedph.com, plantbasedph.com, or you can reach the 1-800 number at 1-800-994-5361, 1-800-994-5361.
That's awesome.
It's an automated system, so if you don't get me personally, I will guarantee that anybody who calls the number, I will be able to speak to them, educate them, because we're not just a product company, we're a company about education on how we can attain real health and be preventive with our health and future.
Well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming in and sharing with us again. We're going to come back, I think, in a couple weeks and talk about the greens product, which is that plant-based organic greens. That's going to really, we're going to learn about how important that is for our bodies as well. And so thank you, Mike, for coming in again. We'll see you in a few weeks, and we'll check in again about what we can learn from you about your entire product line.
Great. Thanks so much, Norma.
We're going to take a little commercial break right now. I want to thank Whitehall Boca for their sponsorship for the show, as well as 7.2 sponsorship and SkyMed's sponsorship as well. And so we'll be right back with more Community Connections with Dr. Bruce Wishnoff.
Are you having trouble sleeping or staying asleep? Feel like you've tried everything and nothing works? Studies show if we are out of balance or too acidic, it can directly affect our sleep. Now, a new doctor-formulated solution is available directly to you. Alkaline Boosters is a fast and natural way to get a restful night's sleep. Take advantage of this promotional offer to buy your Alkaline Boosters today and start sleeping better tomorrow. Call 1-800-994-5361. That's 1-800-994-5361.
SkyMed Pharmacy is a full-service pharmacy. Our services include home infusion therapy, nursing services, and a mail order pharmacy delivering specialty drugs directly to your home. Our team of clinical pharmacists, certified technicians, and nurses provide comprehensive patient care, generating treatment of chronic diseases both attainable and affordable. SkyMed has a foundation department and a copay assistant program. Our staff is available daily to answer any questions you may have. Contact SkyMed Pharmacy and Infusion Services at 866-778-8255, 866-778-8255, or visit us at skymed.com. That's SKYEMED.com.
Do you suffer from back, joint, or muscle soreness? Recovery with HydroFX is the doctor-recommended all-natural solution you've been looking for. Now, available in the U.S., Recovery with HydroFX is a specialized product for headaches, back, joint, and muscle soreness. Get back to feeling great today and order your 30-day supply of Recovery with HydroFX. Call 1-800-994-5361 and take advantage of this limited radio offer. That's 1-800-994-5361.
Are you looking for short-term inpatient rehabilitation or long-term care placement for yourself or a loved one after illness or injury? Whitehall Boca Raton Skilled Nursing and Rehab Facility has served South Florida for over 35 years. With care and oversight from our experienced physicians, Whitehall Boca Raton offers specialized comprehensive nursing and rehab programs in neurological, orthopedic, cardiac, pulmonary, and post-operative surgical care and outpatient therapy provided by our highly experienced nurses and therapists. While recovering, you will receive 24-hour licensed nursing care along with dietary and nutrition services. We accept Medicare and other major insurances. Come see the Whitehall Boca Raton difference. Call 561-392-3000 for more information or to schedule a tour with our admissions team, and we will answer any one of your questions. You can also visit our website at whitehallboca.com. For more information, call 561-392-3000. That's 561-392-3000. Whitehall Boca Raton is committed to provide you with the best medical care.
Thank you for listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We're the place where we talk about your business, a product, an idea, or a project to get the word out to our community. I'm your host, occupational therapist Norma Guerrero. Today we are sharing our passions while connecting with our community. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 5 to 6 p.m. to join me, Norma G., and our guests to find out about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Can't wait to see you there. Now let's rejoin the show.
How old
You're
is he?
young too. He's probably 40-something. I'm 48.
Oh, okay, I'm 60.
Welcome back to Community Connections. I'm your host, Norma Guerrero, and I want to thank you for coming back and listening to us. We are on 95.3 FM as well as 1470 AM here locally in South Florida. Today is Monday, July 24th, and you can watch us live on Community Connections with Norma G on Facebook, as well as watch a little bit later the replay of the show. And you can also call in at 888-565-1470 if you have any questions for my next guest that I'm going to be introducing, which is Mr. Dr. Bruce Wishnov. He is a doctor of orthopedic, doctor of osteopathic medicine.
Yes.
Welcome, Dr. Wishnov.
Thank you very, very much.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I know we've been talking and emailing over the past month, getting to know one another a little bit. So I'm happy to have you here to highlight your specialty of your practice here in Boca Raton. So thank you so much for coming.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and so Dr. Wishnov is an internal medicine specialist. He graduated from Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, and he works here in Boca Raton, Florida, at Palmetto Park Medical Associate. And he specializes in family medicine, internal medicine, and is also affiliated with the West Boca Medical Center. So you are an internal medicine doctor.
Yes, I'm primary care specifically. We deal with all ages. We deal with all aspects of medicine, from pediatrics to adult geriatric medicine, and all the various internal medicine subspecialties: gastroenterology, endocrinology, psychiatry, cardiology, and various different things.
When I went... and I was kind of Googled you a little bit. I was not stalking you,
No,
but
it's okay.
I was just, I just Googled you a little bit, sometimes to get the background of someone. And when you look up internal medicine, I mean, it was diagnosis after diagnosis after diagnosis, of all the plethora of things that you cover, as an internal medicine doctor. And that you must never know what you get when you walk up in the door.
You never know what you get. It's often said that a general internist or a primary care doctor knows a little bit about everything, and the subspecialists know a lot about one thing. So, we have to know what you don't know and, handle things appropriately. And then what you don't know, you send to a specialist for further care or diagnostic or procedural tests that we can't do.
And so, actually, that was one of the things that I wanted. I know you're doing kind of primary physician care. What type of procedures do you do in your office that you can within your scope?
Well, procedures are mostly some of the diagnostic tests. We do some blood work in the office. We do urinalysis testing. We do biopsies of suspicious lesions. We take off certain, skin-type lesions in the office. We do cosmetic procedures. We do Botox, Restylane fillers and laser treatments for people. But most of the procedures that are done by specialists, whether it's endoscopies or echocardiograms by cardiologists, biopsies, different things like that nature.
So when I think of internal medicine, as you know, I've expressed to you that I'm an occupational therapist, and I have a long standing relationship with I've been treating in South Florida majority of my entire life. I graduated in California, started out there, but even though I'm from here, but I have a long-standing relationship with Whitehall Boca, which is a skilled nursing and rehab facility, and I'm treating those patients that you sometimes they end up getting admitted to the hospital, and then you follow them perhaps, and then you say, you know what, it's not good for you to go home yet. You may need a few weeks of rehab. And so I'm reading those reports that you send, and when I think of internal medicine, first thing that comes to mind to me is hypertension, hypotension, diabetes, and cholesterol.
Correct.
And so, what are some preventative tips that you could maybe share with some of our listeners that, to kind of get back a little bit on track if some people are on cholesterol or hypertensive medications or insulin? Like, what are some things that people do that you find that come in your office where you're like, why aren't you being compliant? Why? Tell me.
Well, the three largest things that we treat in the population today is hypertension, diabetes, and hypercholesterol. And a lot of these problems can be related to lifestyle changes that need to be made. Unfortunately, the country is getting fatter and fatter. It doesn't take much to walk around and see what people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are starting to become. And it's because we become less active. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. It's just part of the aging process. If we don't do something to maintain it, our metabolism starts to slow down. as our metabolism slow down, if we don't change our eating habits, we're going to start to gain weight. And that starts to be the root of a lot of our problems is the obesity in this country. It's the number one cause of diabetes. Hypertension occurs, and we have to treat hypertension in all diabetics almost. And cholesterol disorders are also, often, weight related, but also can be improved with diet and exercise. Now, some of these things are genetic, and we can't change that. And we do need medications. There's no, choice about that.
What percentage do you think that is? Because I have a family member that, they were great health. They did what they needed to do, but it ended up ruling out that it was genetic. And so they have to be, they fought to not be on it, but then you realize, what percentage of that you think is genetics?
I would say about 50% at this point.
That high?
Yeah.
I would have never thought.
Now, a lot of people say, oh, I want to get off my medicine. It's a common thing. And I say, well, let's make a deal. I say, you start to lose weight, you start to exercise. If your numbers start to come down, we'll reduce your medication. Some of these people can get off the medication, some people can't. Some people do adopt lifestyle changes, but in today's society, it's easier said than done.
And we were talking to our first guest here, Mike of 7.2, and that's kind of like what we were talking about is kind of the different lifestyle changes you can do in your life to help yourself feel better so that you feel more up for exercising and for craving less carbs and craving less sugars. And so, as a doctor, you are encouraging your patients to take that step towards making those lifestyle changes.
And that should be the first change that people make. But we have to understand that not everybody is going to be able to make those lifestyle changes and stick with it. And there's a lot of other people that will make those lifestyle changes, and it may not completely solve the problem which they were genetically predisposed to begin with.
Fascinating. Now, in our conversation that we had in preparation for the show, I asked you, what's your specialty? Because you're like, we can talk about whatever you want. I'm like, well, what makes you unique, Dr. Wishnov? And, what is it about your particular practice that you find that you're different from the next guy? Because there's a lot of internal medicine
doctors.
A
lot of internal medicine.
And it's not my specialty, but
right.
So it's hard. It's different when you talk to an orthopedic. It's very black. This guy does knees. This guy does shoulders. It's very black and white. But when you're talking about internal medicine, what's your specialty?
We all treat hypertension. We all treat diabetes. We all treat cholesterol disorders. I happen to be very involved in psychiatry. I think I told you earlier, very early in my career when I was a young doctor, we don't want to turn away patients. We want to treat them. We don't want to refer them all out because that's how we make a living. And I found a lot of young ladies and a lot of men were coming into the practice asking me for psychiatric help with problems. And they don't want to hear that they need to go to a psychiatrist because that has a connotation for some people that they're crazy, and they're not really crazy. I mean, very few people who need help psychiatrically are actually, quote-unquote crazy or what we call psychotic. There's a lot of people who suffer from depression. There's a lot of people that suffer from anxiety. There's bipolar disorders. There are obsessive-compulsive disorders. These people don't necessarily need a psychiatrist, and they don't want to go to a psychiatrist, so they walk into their family doctor or their general internist, and they say, I need help.
Because of the stigma.
I think because of the stigma, and also there's just not, it's so prevalent that there's just not enough psychiatrists in the area to even handle all of these people. Yes, nor do they need to.
Right. So when we were on the phone and you said this to me, I was very surprised. Either it was just new for me, and maybe this is common amongst several other physicians. I know they'll all say that they run into this, but many times I've always thought they just referred it out. But what I found is that you say that you kind of take the case on. You're up to the what's the word I want to say?
Challenge of it.
The challenge, but also the following of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I find it extremely rewarding. You see, as doctors, we like to make people well. I mean, that's what we went into this for. And with diabetes, we give them medication, we give them a diet and exercise program, and we're bringing their blood sugar down. So we see...
It's a numbers thing.
It's a numbers thing. And people feel generally well when they come into the office, and they feel well after you treat them, and they're taking a leap of faith that by getting their sugar down, they're going to live longer and be healthier. And that's true. It's the same thing with hypertension. They feel well when they come into the office. We're getting their blood pressure down, and we're telling them that you'll live longer and hopefully live better by keeping your blood pressure low. Again, same thing with cholesterol. But when you have a patient that comes into your office and they're severely depressed, they're sick, I mean, they are crying. They don't feel well. Their life is just every day. They don't feel well. And when you take those people and you get the right of course, psychological therapy, counseling helps, but when you get them on the right medication and you correct the serotonin or the norepinephrine imbalances in their brains, and because most of these people are born with this tendency and they have family histories of depression in their family. So when you can correct those biochemical imbalances in the brain and they come back a month later with a smile on their face and they want to wrap their arms around you because they feel that you've changed their life around, I find it very rewarding as a doctor, and it's something I enjoy doing.
It's really kind of touches me just for a moment. Like I told you, it's always been a great pleasure, the show, for me to be able to sit with all of my guests. And but when I hear a doctor that isn't necessarily the psychiatrist or the psychologist per hand, but to take that moment, because I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's suicide and depression and all of that mental illness is prevalent. And it exists. And that if you are aware of that in your practice, and if you can help people and maybe prevent someone, with those types of things, because either people are hurting themselves, which end up kind of hurting all the family members around them, or people are hurting others, and so it's a very, very, I think the reason why you say you're challenged by it, as I was listening to you, is that because it's gray. It's not just hypertension, 160 over 80.
Exactly.
It's gray. It's almost like neurology. When I get a patient that has spinal cord injury, I don't know how much return you're going to get.
Right.
It's gray. But we got to push, and we got to fight, and we got to hope.
Right. It's no secret that Delray Beach is one of the drug capitals of the world, and there's more rehabilitation houses in Delray alone than most parts of the country. And I think a lot of it is people are just self-treating their own depression or their own anxiety, and they're trying to find drugs on their own that just make them feel better. And if you can get to these people and you can kind of correct the problem, they may not even go towards the opioids that they're going for now.
Well, I mean, it's a fascinating... I think the reason why is because I know so many people that are struck by this, or even if I don't know the people, we see it in the news so much. And so to hear you, talking about that, I just want to thank you, for doing that for your patients and for our community. So thank you so much, Dr. Wishnow, I think it's awesome that you treat them medically and stuff.
I'm very passionate about what I do.
Well, and I can tell
there's nothing like taking a sick person and making them really well. I mean, you've done so much for their lives.
And as a health professional myself, and to be hearing a doctor really kind of vulnerably explain the depths of having that compassion that's needed for that psych patient. Everyone has a different gift, and all gifts are fantastic. But it's really nice to hear, because I don't think I've even interviewed a psychologist or psychiatrist here on the show, and so I don't think I've breached the subject too much.
I think every doctor, especially a primary care or general internist, they tend to get really good at what they enjoy doing. They tend to read more about it. They learn more. They go to conferences, and you tend to delve towards different. You can't be great at everything we do.
Yeah, and I don't know, I don't know if you're familiar with the rock group, this Linkin Park.
Yes, I am.
And it's a big story right now. A 41-year-old, very succceul, wealthy young man.
That man was self-medicating his own depression.
And it's just shocking that here, everybody's working, we're working, just trying to make a living. I'm not making millions, are you?
No.
But that these people that have risen to fame, may he rest, in peace. But meaning fame does not, money isn't equal to all that, and so we don't have to wish we had something else. We can find peace wherever we're at because we see it. Those are just the stories we see. Dr. Wishnow, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. You're out of West Boca Medical Center. Tell us, where's your practice, your email, and your phone number.
Okay, my practice is on 441 in Palmetto Park Road on the southwest corner. I've been there for 25 years. I am on staff at West Boca Medical Center. Email address is bocadoc, BOCADOK at AOL.com. And the office phone number, if anybody's interested, is 561-488-5600. 4847.
And how about we give a little shout out to all of your office personnel, because I was on the phone with them, with Barbara, Ann, and
Barbara,
Janet.
Gina.
Thank you, ladies, for all of your support and help to get this gentleman, and Kathy, who's here in from West Boca, for everyone. And we also want to thank Whitehall Boca as well for continuing to help bring this show to ourselves, to the community at large, and all those that get to watch this later and to learn about that, whether you hear this show locally, reach out to Dr. Wishnov, or wherever you're at and you're listening to this, if there's someone that you know or yourself, reach out to your doctor, talk about it, ask him if it's something he can help you with, or, can he refer you to someone? And because that's really the message here today is good health, but also good mental health as well. And so thank you for listening to Community Connections. We're going to be right back with our third guest, which is she's super unique. And her name is Dawn Reese, and she's with Imperial Belly Dancing. And we're going to learn about how amazing what she does for entertainment-wise, also as well for health and wellness for the young, as well as for the seniors as well in our community. So we'll be right back with Community Connections.
Are you having trouble sleeping or staying asleep? Feel like you've tried everything and nothing works? Studies show if we are out of balance or too acidic, it can directly affect our sleep. Now, a new doctor-formulated solution is available directly to you. Alkaline Boosters is a fast and natural way to get a restful night's sleep. Take advantage of this promotional offer to buy your Alkaline Boosters today and start sleeping better tomorrow. Call 1-800-994-5361. That's 1-800-994-5361.
SkyMed Pharmacy is a full-service pharmacy. Our services include home infusion therapy, nursing services, and a mail-order pharmacy delivering specialty drugs directly to your home. Our team of clinical pharmacists, certified technicians, and nurses provide comprehensive patient care, generating treatment of chronic diseases both attainable and affordable. SkyMed has a foundation department and a copay assistant program. Our staff is available daily to answer any questions you may have. Contact SkyMed Pharmacy and Infusion Services at 866-778-8255, 866-778-8255, or visit us at skymed.com. That's SKYEMED.com.
Do you suffer from back, joint, or muscle soreness? Recovery with HydroFX is the doctor-recommended all-natural solution you've been looking for. Now, available in the U.S., Recovery with HydroFX is a specialized product for headaches, back, joint, and muscle soreness. Get back to feeling great today and order your 30-day supply of Recovery with HydroFX. Call 1-800-994-5361 and take advantage of this limited radio offer. That's 1-800-994-5361.
Are you looking for short-term inpatient rehabilitation or long-term care placement for yourself or a loved one after illness or injury? Whitehall Boca Raton Skilled Nursing and Rehab Facility has served South Florida for over 35 years. With care and oversight from our experienced physicians, Whitehall Boca Raton offers specialized comprehensive nursing and rehab programs in neurological, orthopedic, cardiac, pulmonary, and post-operative surgical care and outpatient therapy provided by our highly experienced nurses and therapists. While recovering, you will receive 24-hour licensed nursing care along with dietary and nutrition services. We accept Medicare and other major insurances. Come see the Whitehall Boca Raton difference. Call 561-392-3000 for more information or to schedule a tour with our admissions team, and we will answer any one of your questions. You can also visit our website at whitehallboca.com. For more information, call 561-392-3000. That's 561-392-3000. Whitehall Boca Raton is committed to provide you with the best medical care.
Thank you for listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We're the place where we talk about your business, a product, an idea, or a project to get the word out to our community. I'm your host, occupational therapist Norma Guerrero. Today we are sharing our passions while connecting with our community. Give us a call at 888-565-1470 and join our conversation. Don't forget to tune in every Monday night at 5 to 6 p.m. to join me, Norma G., and our guests to find out about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Can't wait to see you there. Now let's rejoin the show. And after the show for a minute. Welcome back to Community Connections, and this is just a great show today. It doesn't really necessarily feel like bouncing. It just feels like kind of just moving and winding through the guests today, but they all kind of correlate together. And so you're listening to Community Connections. I'm your host, Norma Guerrero, and our last guest of this evening is Miss Dawn Reese. I've been saying that, Dawn?
Yes.
Correctly?
Right.
Great. And she is an international performing artist, certified instructor, and award-winning choreographer, classically trained in ballet and jazz. And she specializes in belly dancing and is also trained and holds teacher certifications in Bollywood, Hawaiian, luau, Hawaiian luau hula fire dancing shows, and Pilates. And maybe we'll get her to do a little move or two for us a little bit later. And so, Dawn, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You know, and it's interesting. We were talking about, you know, the protein shake at the beginning of the hour to supplementing our body, along with nutrition, then talking with the doctor about medical management for physical and or mental health. And now here we are with you, and you're kind of like an entertainer and an exerciser. So it's like really the show does kind of all connect,
right.
Even though it's a wide range of guests and short conversations, but it's what's the message and what's the theme. And so, Dawn, tell me a little bit about how you're the owner and artist director of Imperial Belly Dance.
Yes.
Great. And so, well, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in all this.
Well, belly dancing has been something, because I'm originally from Tampa.
Would get a little closer to the microphone. Sorry about that. You're originally from Tampa.
I'm originally from Tampa, so I used to see belly dancers at Busch Gardens. And so when I was 10, I announced to my mom at that time I was going to be one. Of course, she didn't take that very seriously. Nobody did. Until I was living in New York City, and then I went into a class for fun. I was, like I said, trained in ballet and jazz. And the studio owner suggested that I might consider it as a career. And I loved the music. I loved the movement. Nothing hurt when I left class. Everything about it just kind of spoke to me.
So you proposed these gifts of dance and of movement at a very young age?
Right. In college, I was studying to be a dance therapist. And so I dropped out of grad school after the first year when I realized that dance therapy was really super low on the totem pole of recreational therapy, and moved to New York.
Oh, you moved to New York?
Yeah,
you mean the Big Apple?
I
went to the Big Apple?
USF, and I went to New York City, and
How old were you then?
There. I was 27.
27, and you went to the Big Apple, and you tried to get into the theater and performance and all that, or?
I did, but I was only there 2 months before I started taking belly dancing, and after that, everything else just was kind of dropped. The guy dropped everything, because in New York City you can take classes all day long, and so that's pretty much what I did.
Belly dancing.
And
that just and so what does the body do? I mean, obviously we know what it does. We see what it does. But is it something learned, or is it a natural gift? What do you think? 50-50?
I would definitely say that the body can only move in so many directions. So for me, it was blending jazz, the isolations of jazz, with the arms and the carriage of ballet, and then just learning the rhythms. So once you learn the rhythms, because the Middle Eastern rhythms and the Turkish rhythms are different from what we have. So once you learn those rhythms...
You mean like twerking? Is that not a very good rhythm?
More like our rhythms are usually 4/4, or waltz is 3/3, and their rhythms are 6/8.
So the ballroom dancing type rhythms, those types of things.
Rhythms that you think of, mostly disco, whatever is 4/4, whatever most music that we hear in the West is.
I was downplaying, where some of the music and dance has gone. I wasn't. That's what I was trying to say, is that I know that the rhythms of the quality of music and stuff, should be fluid and flow, not so, if you will, just like the word says, twerk, almost like just a very just a jaking. It's not. I mean, it's a fun little thing, but it's not really. Something you can watch for hours and hours and hours, as we can ballroom dance, as we can disco. Right. And as we can, this type of dancing, you have this Hawaiian luau fire dancing, and so you've kind of cultivated this into an entire enterprise, your business,
right? Well,
and that's what's so incredible.
Had to really, because in the beginning, belly dancing was very popular, and that was all I did. And as time went on, we had Shakira for a hot minute, so she helped, obviously.
Well, she can move.
And she brought people into the field who wouldn't normally, think about belly dancing. So she helped, and then with her popularity waning, kind of belly dancing went with it. So hula and Tahitian, that kind of got picked up. And I used to be a swing dancer back in the...
Oh, yeah?
What is that, mid-90s or so, I think it was?
With a partner?
Yes.
Right.
Swing dance.
Yes.
Let me just clarify that.
No, you didn't say swinger. I heard you say swing dance.
Okay,
I
good.
got you. Yeah.
So ballroom's always kind of been on the peripheral for me. So I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not so much the competition of it, but I like the fun.
It is a
part of
very
it.
euphoric feeling, and I've been out, and every now and then you end up dancing with somebody, and if they have a little ballroom experience, it is a euphoric feeling when someone can lead you.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
they make you feel like a better dancer than you are. you know what I mean? And so that's how I feel when someone's kind of leading me along, and it is great exercise. What are the benefits that, first of all, there's entertainment. We can watch you, we can hire you, and those types of things, the variety of, go to her, what's the name of your website?
ImperialBellyDance.com.
And at your website, there's a whole plethora of various
show ideas. And
what types of shows do you offer?
Belly dancing, of course, primarily, the Hawaiian luau's, hula and Tahitian, but I also dance inside a bubble, on a pool with LED props. We do fire. We do Brazilian samba shows. We do Great Gatsby, Charleston. And we do all kinds of different shows.
So it's not just hiring you. It's kind of like hiring a whole company. A whole company. All right.
Yes.
And then this is your company, or you have this shared with someone?
It started out as my company, but now I've partnered with a dancer who used to be my student, and now she's a professional in her own right. And we partnered together, so we do professional shows. I also do a lot of charity work and shows with my students. That's a whole separate thing, and that's kind of more my baby.
Yeah, and that's why, oftentimes with the show being Community Connections, we like to say that, how are you reaching out to the community through what you're doing? And so what's the most recent one you've done? Or do you have any upcoming coming up?
Both. Actually, we just did a show last Wednesday at a nursing home. And then this Thursday, I have 2 assisted living facilities that we're doing back-to-back luau's. One's in Delray Beach, and the other one's in Lantana. Currently, I'm teaching seniors at a Lantana assisted living facility belly dancing. So it's kind of modified version of belly dancing, so it's not as strenuous, but it still gives them a lot of the health benefits that you get from belly dancing, which is something that kind of got lost in the mix of the entertainment part of it. From what it started as a way of helping women prepare for childbirth, the event, and then recovery of the event, to now just primarily entertainment.
So, all right. So when you say how it started, like
Yes.
how far back does this go?
6,000 years.
6,000 years. And so people utilized belly dancing in order to what's the word I want to use?
It is the first form of natural childbirth.
Well, natural childbirth. Okay.
Yes.
I was thinking is it the first form of how you conceive? Or is it the first of the childbirth at the end of it?
Well,
it could be part of both.
It could be. I look at this. It's called a fertility dance, but not because of the seduction, because honestly, women don't really have to dance to seduce a man. That's kind of silly. But what it does is prepare your body for childbirth. The muscles used in belly dancing are the same muscles used in childbirth. So it's your hips and your thighs, your pelvic floor, your lower back. It's all about strengthening all of those muscles.
So strengthening it as almost like not preoperative, a pre-delivery.
Yeah, like prenatal.
Like prenatal.
Definitely like prenatal. And then during the event, the women would surround the girl who was having the baby, getting her to mimic some of the movements, because some of the movements are actually without getting graphic, utilizing those muscles to
You mean during the actual
childbirth. Yes.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So it goes way back, because we
Yes.
know that 6,000 years ago there wasn't these operating rooms the way that there is now.
Right.
There was all happening.
There was
out
a hole in the ground.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, wow, that's fascinating, the background. And so, it's very near and dear to me personally when you say that you go into these assisted livings or independent livings, because as you know, I'm an occupational therapist.
Right.
And, I treat a lot of patients in independent living facilities and assisted living facilities, or while they're at, skilled nursing rehab, such as Whitehall Boca, which is how you kind of came to be on the show through someone that we know. And when the marketing over there at Whitehall between Sergio and Dana is that when we're discharging patients, we're discharging them back to the assisted living and assisted living. And so if they have the opportunity to partake in these exercise classes,
right?
It's one thing to just partake in the entertainment things, which is fantastic also.
That's
but the
nice.
actual physically
Yes.
partake, that helps me and my patients that I'll say continue with your home exercise program.
Right.
Or continue with the daily classes or the weekly the 2 times a week classes that the facility provides.
Right.
And you're doing that. And so
Exactly.
that's very heartwarming to me that, although, I do 3 sets of 10 of this and that and the other, but you're kind of, it's a little funner.
And the other thing about belly dancing is that it's such a feminine dance that for women, as we tend to age, we tend to lose a little bit of that feminine identity. And this dance gives you the opportunity to get that back, to feel like a feminine woman again. Because so much of our life, we are in a man's world, we're working hard, we're having to compete with men, we're having to take on so much responsibility. And just putting on lipstick becomes a chore. And as estrogen production starts to lower, a lot of women lose that feeling of what it was like to be feminine. But these movements, it like awakens that in their bodies so that they feel graceful, they feel feminine, whether they actually are or not in their daily world. But for that hour, they get that chance to connect with each other, to boost their self-confidence, boost their self-esteem, and regain that identity.
That's really great.
So that's
now, do men partake?
Rarely.
Do they just watch?
They usually, we have to kick them out. We're
That's
like,
right.
okay,
Now, can you show any hand movements or anything?
Sure.
Because if I stand you up, we're just going to see your belly, which that's your prerogative, but I figured to not take you off the camera. Can you show any? Is there any? Because I know hands are very involved in.
They are. And the hand movements are, it's like a little wave, and it's called a hand undulation. It starts from the wrist. It rolls through the fingers all the way to the fingertips. And these movements, even as time has made the dance more progressive and modern, the hands have stayed pretty ancient. So it's just this little ripple, and it's also
all the way
used.
Across?
It goes all the way. You can do over here. You can see, like, these are called Persian arms. These are Egyptian arms. But you'll notice it uses a lot of shoulders and tricep muscles.
Well, yours look good. Yours look good. You're right on camera. I'll have to match up with you a little bit here. I don't want to be left out.
Right.
So, but that's without belly dancing. So,
right.
But either way, I do all the exercise with the patients, and I'm constantly lifting.
And if
I'm
you're
constantly
lifting,
and I'm lifting them, physically lifting them, so I can get them back to these classes. And I know that you are working at a witch studio right now.
It's Om Dreams Yoga and Belly Dance, and it's in Boynton Beach.
And what's your phone number and website, and how can we find you?
The website is imperialbellydance.com. My phone number is 561-358-8132.
8132. And so thank you so much, Dawn, for coming here and sharing us, and giving us that small little history lesson. Reach out to Dawn if you'd want to, have her be a part of your facility or event or corporate party, or any of the. You find all that information on our website.
We do.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Community Connection with Norma G, and we will be back next week. Thank you to all of our guests and to our sponsors. Have a great week, everyone. You've been listening to Community Connections with Norma G. We will be back next Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. with new guests to share about what's hot, what's new, and what's happening in our community. Did you hear something you liked today on our show? Please contact me, Norma G, at 954-802-2015 or email me at ccnormag@gmail.com. I look forward to helping you expand your business, project, or idea and connect with our community.
The opinions